Okay, this is where we left off in the last session, and now what we're going to do is try to make this stem look more like glass. Now that we have the background, we know how it's going to look against the background. So I'm going to go back to the stem, and I'm going to select all of those layers and just hit delete. We're going to clear it out. And before we go on, I'm going to go down to the background, to the table, and we're going to kind of lower this reflective light here. Kind of right about there. Where's that? Right about there. Okay. Now, let's close that off and go back up here. I'm going to start by clicking on the base. We're going to go to the glass area. I'm going to select white and my blending brush. Make this a little bit bigger and just kind of add an edge. Now the thing is as I come down, I want it to spread out a little bit, because this is not so much that it is light reflecting on it, but it is light that is bouncing from an angle of it. This would be the Fresnel, which is basically just how everything looks when you look at it perpendicular. Okay, and just kind of soften it up, and just so that we can see, I'm turn off the table, and now I can see, you know, how this really looks and how it, and then just bring it up in size and just kind of. Then we'll soften it out. Okay. And we can turn the table back on, and that becomes then kind of the reflection of the glass itself. And we'll come down to color. Color is all set to as an overlay, and we'll drop in black. Now come to the center. The center is going to be basically our shadows in the middle. We use black, and we have hard light. I think we might want, let's try it out, see if it stays. It should stay. And just kind of giving the shadows where the shadows need to be, and of course right at the thickest part of the glass is where it's going to absorb most of the light going through it. And through here, it's just gonna, we should see this, all of this back here, kind of getting refracted. Been using the words refactor for so long. That used to be a big thing for software. We would constantly refactor. So that's kind of programmed into my words. I want to say, when we talk about refraction, I want to say refactored, and it's just yeah, habits, old habits. Okay. Then we have the edge. Now the edge is basically, well, I'll show you. We're going to fill this color in, well, kind of a gray, just like that. But I don't want it to be hard light. We are going, well, let's leave it hard light for now. But I'm going to shrink this down in by, yeah, 2 pixels probably enough. And then I can hit delete. And just, we'll close that, and you can see we've got a nice fine line in there. Okay. But what I'm going to want to do is also give it a little bit of a blur. Okay. And then, so it's, as you can see, it's just kind of a subtle line in there. And then finally we have this is going to be for our highlights, where we're getting the light reflections, and we need this to actually be a glow, not a highlight. Let's go back down, select our base so that we have this selected, and now we just go ahead and put in so wherever we think that, the light's going to be reflecting off of this this glass, and it's usually going to be wherever we have, some type of curve or angle. And then we'll come right down here and kind of we want to make it look like that this thing is actually, it has some form to it. It's not a flat two-dimensional thing. We want it to have some kind of a depth to it. And we'll come, and so we'll kind of reflect a window off of here. I don't know where that window is going to be. But we know that we have light sources in here because we're seeing them light up the table and all. Okay, let's go out and see what that looks like. And yeah, I'm not liking it. Let's, it's probably, what often happens if you try to do something too close, you lose the perspective. What is it? The tree, you can't see the forest because of the trees, or you can't see the trees of the forest, whatever way it is. You can't see things because you're just in too much of the detail. I get these right. Let's see. Okay, I think that's close, and we'll see what it looks like then when we get the footing in. This down here obviously needs to be adjusted. I'm going to come back to the center and pick black, and we're just going to kind of, I just want to make it feel like we got something dark there. I mean, some thickness there. We'll soften that up, and we'll. But what I do need down here, and see that danger of going outside of the template. Just did it. Let me come all the way up here, and we can, there. Okay, now need to turn that back on and move this out of the way and move this up. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the highlight, get my brush, back to light reflections, make sure I have white, and we're just going to kind of right here. come out. I'm going to hit Control D, and I think that that's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and jump down to the root, or the foot. There we go. Guess it could be a root too. We have the same things here, except that we have one here for shadow, and that's for the shadow around the table, which I'm thinking of putting somewhere else. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that one. We have the base. Okay, so same deal goes with doing the just as we did the glass up here, we're going to do the glass for the foot. And so we'll grab white, my blending brush. I want to make sure that's a hard light. So we're going to match this exactly. So I'll come down here and look at it. Glass is hard light. And that's what we have. Okay. So we'll come around. And we'll just like kind of go like that. And same with, we'll come around. Okay, and just kind of soften it in. Again, we can get a good look at this by looking at it in the dark and see that we, are we creating our ghost figure here. Okay. Now let's go up to our color. Our color needs to be what? We have an overlay, and that's what we're going to use. That overlay, I'm going to pick black, and we're going to dump in both of those like that. Okay, now let's turn back on the table and see how everything's coming out. I think that's working out pretty good. Okay, and then we have our center, which is going to be the darkest point. And right in here, just kind of okay. And what we'll do is just give it a little bit under there. Okay, now we have the edge, and we're going to do the same thing that we did up above. So I'm going to go right about here. We're going to shrink everything by 2 pixels. Well, not yet. Let's go back. Okay, now we're going to, and we have the edge light as hard light, and we have hard light. Okay, that's good. Okay, now we're going to shrink it by 2, and then we'll delete that, and that will give us our line. And of course, like what we did before, click on that. We're going to give it a bit of a blur. There we are. Okay, now what we want are our highlights, and the highlights are going to go, we're definitely going to have some on the sides here. And along this edge. So let's get the ones on the sides. Make sure that we have this set to glow. And we'll get our blending brush. And let's kind of that right on around. Okay, now okay, and I need to, let's grab that one, just kind of a bit of its reflection there of something. This is this one up here. Again, I got to be careful because I don't have it set, but here's the thing. Now going onto the edge, and I want to keep that I just want to kind of blur it in. I want to feel like that there's something there, but you know, like a divot or something in the. Okay, and what we'll do, we're gonna try to continue to smooth this one. This one I don't mind having right here. It looks kind of nice, but this one here, this is the one that I really need to do something about. And let's, even if I can get soften one side of it, and then it'd be nice to kind of join them together. Let's come up here to this edge and see if we can soften the other side. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add a layer here, and I'm just, let's call it fill right now. I want to get, let's see if we can get one of these colors and see if I can just kind of, come on, go smaller. You can do it. You can do it. Okay, it's going to be, let's just get real close. All right. Just trying to get something in there, and I don't mind if it has a little bit of a crease. I just want to kind of blend them together. The crease, if you look at a wine glass, some of them do have something there. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I think it's all depends on the manufacturing process. Okay, and I think we can just kind of smooth that out a little bit more. Okay, what I do want to do, I think it's in here, right? No, it's not here. It's in the coloring. So I think what I want to do, there we go, lighten it up just a little bit because the shadowing was just a little too much for me. The other thing we could do too is we could put some refraction on these guys if you want to make it even more realistic. And but I think for this, I'm going to stop right there. Not going to do anything more to the foot, but what we'll do is we'll go down to this table one that we have here, and there's nothing in them yet. So what I'm going to do is grab the, well, I said I was done with the foot, but actually, and I am. I just want to select it and then reverse that. And then move him out of the way because he's right where I want to be. And then I'm going to grab black and make sure that I am on this guy here. And just going to put a slight shadow around that edge there. Okay. All right, then we're going to come out a little bit. This one is also an overlay, and I probably should have done, let's make this one darken. I like overlay. Okay, and then this guy, and I'm going to now pick white. And I want to create some reflections here, so just like, okay, kind of soften it up a bit. Okay, and then we're going to put in a shadow. But I want the shadow to be, I want it to be dark, but not black. I want it to have some wood color to it. Okay. And on its side, let's bring it up, and I want to follow the grain here from the shadow and just come straight out. Okay, let's do some final tweaking now, because right now the glass is just a bit too yellow to me. It's not, I like this white, and that's what I'm looking for. So first thing I'm going to do is right here, I am going to take all the saturation out of my fill lines and just kind of lighten it up. There we go. That doesn't look like, you know, the glass has tobacco stains or something there. Okay, next thing that we're going to do. Okay, we have all our shadows and stuff in. Okay. I'm going to click on the base, and then I'm going to come up to the stem. And with the shift key and the control key down, I'm going to click on this base as well. So that way I have both of these selected. I'm going to come down to the table here. And I'm going to do a copy and paste. So I copy it here. And okay, right in here. So it's going to be kind of confusing because I got so many saying table, but I'm going to say this is table table background for the glass, because this is what I'm going to do. First off, we'll open it up. I'm going to take this guy and merge him down. Then I'm going to take this guy and merge him down. So now he's behind here. I'm going to hit Control U, and I am going to take out all saturation out of it. Well, maybe not all. And then I'm going to lighten it up. Let's see if we put a little bit more back. It might. Yeah. Somewhere right in there. Now it's starting to look like glass. Okay, now I can say I think we're close enough now, and all of our seams kind of disappeared and went right into the glass, which is what I was hoping for. And then that, I think this is done, and I hope that you enjoyed this series, and you will join us for the next one. Till then, great bravery.